Presenting your real estate review report is a very simple and powerful process. So let's walk through it in this video of how you're going to present it to your customers. Now in this video, we're starting with a report that's already made. So we've already reached the point where they've already agreed to meet up with us. Now we always recommend meeting up in person because the communication is so much stronger. If you can't meet in person, the next fallback would be Zoom, GoToMeeting, or FaceTime. Just so you do have that face-to-face connection and a live conversation where you can ask the right questions, assign the right tasks, and start that transactional thought where how can I help you? Now, if you can't meet in person or they're not able to meet online, you can always email your report. Now, this is the kind of not preferred method because it's not quite as powerful, but in order to help you with that, we do give you an email template that I'll show you here in this video. So let's jump into how to present that. Go into your report. When you meet with your customers, what you're going to do is you're going to read through this report and just explain each graph. So for example, this report shows the last 12 months of activity for the neighborhood. In that neighborhood, you can see this top graph here, every blue dot is one of the homes that's sold. Now the last 12 months, the average time to sell, or average time to close in this case, which is this red line, was 44 days. Now that's extremely fast. That shows that people want to be moving there and homes sell quick when they go on the market. Now the second graph here shows the odds of selling. What is the chances that when you list your home, you actually do sell? Now, we know for a fact that homes sell fast up here, but that being said, are there other homes that aren't selling? Well, we look down here, no. There's a 96% chance odds of selling. That is fantastic. Now, you can see here the blue represents properties that have sold, the orange, properties under contract, and the red ones that did not sell. This leads us to that 96% odds of selling. That means out of 26 homes that were listed in the last 12 months, only one didn't sell. Now, if you're an absorption rate person, then down here you can see that homes are selling at 2.1 per month, and there's 0 months of inventory available. That means that your sellers potentially could be the only home in the market, and it's a prime time. So when is the best time to sell their house is another question that customers tend to really wonder about. This graph here, through each column, represents the number of homes that sold per month. You can see it goes to January, February, March, April, May, June, etc. Now in this graph, the blue columns are where it's most active. So this swath right here, from April through June, you can see is kind of the most active time to sell. And usually when there's more activity, there's more competition, and there's more people in the market to buy, which means prices tend to go up. Now the next logical question is, what's my house worth? On this back side here, we have this thing which is called a scattergram. Now this lets you compare total square feet to property price that's sold, and really lets us kind of examine the pricing factors. So in this case, you're going to give them a pen and have them draw from their square footage up to the fair market value line. Now, if they don't know their square footage, either look this up ahead of time, or if you did attach that previous MLS sheet to this report, they can just look there. Have them draw the line here and then ask them, what does the graph say your home is worth? And if they're at about 3,300, it'd be about 485,000-ish. You say, yes, that's correct. Now that being said, it could be worth more. Based on the competition in the market and with all these odds we're looking at, the people that really want to be moving there, and if you've done anything to fix the house up, it could be worth more than that. So would this be a time that they'd be interested in maybe getting a full CMA? Possibly. But this is where you start asking those leading questions, those right questions that can start this conversation. You can ask them, hey, knowing this and seeing what the value is now, how much equity you have, and how hot the market is for this home in particular, let me ask you, do you see yourself in this house 5 years down the line, or 3 years down the line, or 7 years even down the line? Because right now might be a prime time to be moving into that dream home. If they don't want to sell, maybe it's time to start talking about becoming an investor, starting that conversation for investment real estate. And from that conversation, you want to assign a task, both to you and to them. Now, if they're interested in selling, your task is to meet them at a certain date and to look through their house to do a full CMA. Their task is before that date to write a list of all of the things that they've fixed up in the house. If they're interested in becoming investors or looking for a second home or vacation home, whatever, start the tasks that lead you down that transactional process and start answering the questions or starting that process of figuring out what they're looking for. Assigning those tasks are really a key thing to start a transaction and having success with your real estate reviews. Now, this is all awesome and really great and easy to do when you're talking in person. That's why it's always recommended to have that live communication. Now, in the case they can't meet, you always can email this report to them. But when you do that, we recommend using our email text template to make sure you explain it correctly and start that conversation as best you can. Now, in order to find that text template, what you're going to do is you're going to go log into your account, and under this Reviews Resources tab, once you're logged in, you'll find the email text template. When you click here, it'll open up this window where it has the how to use this template video and the template to download. Now, once you open it, you'll find this information here where you can just copy and paste this directly into your email. Now, as you read through it, it will kind of give you some instructions as what things you need to attach to the email as well as the report to make sure that they get the most use value of your real estate review. Now, the key thing about this, though, going back to our presentation here, is after you email, you still have to follow up with them. Now, if they ask you questions in that email chain, awesome, have that conversation. But if they do that, they email you back saying, thanks, I'll take a look at this. After about a week or so, or a couple days or so, make sure you call them or text them or email them or something to start that follow-up and ask them, hey, did you have any questions? What did you think about this? And then ask those questions of, knowing what you know now, does this change your mind on the real estate market or what your future plans are? Make sure you follow up, because that's the important part of this presentation, to really make sure that you do ask those questions to start that transaction. There are many agents who present this in a great way, but never ask those questions, so they never see the extra transactions out of it. But if you do that, whether it be in person or email, you're going to see some great success in real estate reviews. And I hope this video helps you present your reviews, and I hope you have great success with it.